Okay, welcome everybody. Today we are going to discuss about some basic cardiovascular syndromes. The first one is the stenocardia. Okay, so in stenocardia, the pain localization is behind the sternum. There will be diffuse pains. They have a compressive, pressing, burning nature. You will feel like somebody is pressing you, and there will be a feeling of burning in that part which is behind the sternum. This feeling of burning or the pain will irradiate in the arm, neck, under the scapula. So it will not just get localized, it will not just stay behind the sternum, but the pain can be felt in your neck, behind in the scapula, and as well as sometimes in your arms. So it will irradiate. Okay. Fourthly, have dependence on physical activity. So maybe sometimes you are doing some physical activity and you suffer from stenocardia. So the first step you should do, it is required to stop or to terminate all the physical activity whatever you are doing. The stenocardia, it disappears completely after taking the nitroglycerin tablet. The nitroglycerin, they are the small tablets which are given orally. Well, what do? They basically relax our smooth muscles, and by relaxing our smooth muscles, the blood flow will become soft, and there will be not much tension on our heart, and gradually the pain will decrease and you will become normal. Secondly, there is cardialgia. This is another syndrome. In cardialgia, pain is not permanent. They have a point localization more often in the region of the apex of the heart. So they mainly have a location, they occur near the apex of our heart. Okay. Do not have a ray of irradiation. Like in previous we saw that the pain was not staying at one point and it was flowing to the scapula, to the arm. But in this case, in cardialgia, it stays at one point. There is no ray of irradiation. Okay. Have a acute stabbing character. So there will be a stabbing pain in the apex of the heart. You will feel as if someone is stabbing you with knife, just like someone stabs someone, the stabbing effect. Okay. Do not have a clear dependence on physical activity. So cardialgia can occur anytime. It does not depend on any physical activity. So you cannot do anything in this case. Do not require the termination of physical activity. It means that if you are doing some physical activity and you are suffering from cardialgia, it does not mean that you should stop your physical activity. It's not necessary. At last you will see that this cardialgia will disappear on its own. So it's not permanent and it's not that much risky. Okay. Myocardial infarction pain characteristics. Yeah, this is the most common thing which occurs due to the obesity. The pain is located behind the sternum, yes, and in the epigastric region. So behind the sternum you can get the pain, or the patient can get the pain who is suffering from myocardial infarction, and as well as in the epigastric region. Epigastric region is the region which is above the umbilical region. So inside the epigastric region, we see the duodenum, we see some of the part of small intestine, some part of stomach. So in this area you will feel a diffused irradiated pain. They have a compressive, pressing, burning nature. So there will be a feeling of like as if someone is pressing you in that area. The duration of pain more than 20 to 30 minutes. The pain can last for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. It requires the termination of physical activity. Whatever stuff you are doing, whatever physical activity you are doing, just stop it and just rest at one place. It is accompanied by signs of hemodynamic instability. You will observe in your patient who is suffering from myocardial infarction, you will see that he is getting cold, sticky sweat, he is suffering dizziness, severe weakness, etc. Myocardial infarction do not disappear completely after nitroglycerin taking. Okay, so in this case, you need to call the ambulance as early as possible, and even if you give that patient nitroglycerin, the pain will not stop completely, it will not stop, it will take time. Okay, cardiomegaly. No specific subjective symptoms are seen in this cardiomegaly. Possible appearance of cardialgia, as we discussed before, what happens in cardialgia, the same symptoms or same appearance. Heart failure. The inability of the heart to provide an adequate cardiac output or a disruption is in the ability of the heart to pump blood between the circulatory cycles. So whatever is the function of the heart, what is the function? The function of heart is to pump the blood. If there is stop inside this function, or there is inability of the heart to do this function, then we call that the heart has failed us. So we call this symptom as the heart failure. So inside the heart failure, we see that the patient suffers from dizziness, general weakness, metabolic disturbance, inspiratory dyspnea. His chest will get tight and he will be having some feeling like suffocation. Okay, so that's called as inspiratory dyspnea. There will be sleep disorders, exacerbation of symptoms at night. Patient is needed to take a forced position, orthopedic. Heaviness in the right hypochondrium. So right hypochondrium region is just to the right of the epigastric region. Okay, you can sometimes also observe that there is edema, accumulation of fluid in the heart myocardium. Okay, arterial hypertension. As discussed earlier, arterial means artery and hypertension. Artery is suffering from hypertension, high blood pressure. The pressure exerted by the blood on the arteries is high, and that's why when we measure the blood pressure of our patient, it will be high. What will we observe? The occipital headaches. Our patients will be suffering from the occipital headaches. The occipital part of our brain, which is behind there, he will suffer the pain most often in the evening hours, as the occipital part of our brain controls the visual activities, and he is getting headache in that part. So there will be flashing of flies before the eyes. He will observe as if flies are flying in front of his eyes. There will be noise in his ear, ringing noise in his ears, and the same cardialgia as I discussed earlier, those symptoms, and palpitation. Arrhythmic syndrome. There will be palpitation, rhythmic or arrhythmic, interruptions in the heart work, stops, fades, coughs, extraordinary strikes, pauses, rare heartbeats you can observe, general fatigue you can see, tiredness you can see, dizziness, perspiration, loss of consciousness, also known as the Morgagni, Adams-Stokes attacks. General visual examination of cardiac patients. Corvisar's face, a flabby face with a sleepy look, acrocyanosis against a pale yellow skin, purple, slightly bulging lips, and a constantly half open mouth. These are all the what we can say that these are all the things which define the Corvisar's face. When do we say that the patient is suffering from Corvisar's face? If he has a flabby face with a sleepy look, if he has acrocyanosis against a pale yellow skin, purple, slightly bluish, bulging lips, and constantly half open mouth, which the patient as if it catches air, is typically for the patient with severe chronic heart diseases. Okay, a cryocinosis, edema, heart hump, heart push, apical impulse, pulsation of large arteries, or we can also call it as carotid dancing, symptom mosaic, at last the epigastric pulsation. Edema. So edema is nothing but the swelling due to the fluid accumulation inside the tissues. So there could be various types of edema like cardiac edema, kidney edema, venous edema, lymphatitis edema, endocrine edema, etc. First one is the cardiac edema, accumulation of fluid in cardiac muscles located on the lower limbs. Cold to touch, accompanied by cyanotic skin coloration. Gradually you will see that there is a bluish color of the skin, there is discoloration of the skin due to cyanosis, due to lack of oxygen inside the blood of that area. Soft, not mobile, fixed, occur after an increase of liver, swelling of the cervical veins. Palpation, examination of the pulse. What do you mean by palpation? Well, when we examine the pulse of some patient or somebody, we use our 3 fingers and we put it on the radial artery on the wrist joint and we observe it. That process is called as the palpation. Palpation of the heart and adjacent areas like the neck or the carotid artery, epigastric region, thoracic, we can observe palpation. Examination of the pulse, palpable on 2 hands. We have 2 hands, right and left. On the both hands we can examine the pulse. Palpation is carried out by 3 fingers, the index, the middle and the ring. The index finger is placed below the first wrist fold on the radial artery. The distance between the fingers should be minimal. The pressure of the fingers should be equal so that the pulse wave is felt by all the 3 fingers. The pulse should be examined on the radial, carotid artery which is present inside the neck, radial artery which is present near the wrist, femoral artery which is present in the groin area, and the other arteries like in the artery in the ankle and other. Pulse properties, well, depending upon the how we are feeling the pulse, they are divided into various types. Like the first one is symmetry, rhythm, frequency, tension, filling, value, the form, the elasticity of the arterial wall. Pulse properties, the first one is symmetry. Under symmetry we can get the symmetric or non-symmetric pulse. Under rhythm we can get a rhythmic pulse or a arrhythmic or the extraordinary waves, complete or incomplete compensatory pauses, regular and irregular pulse, presence or absence of pulse defect. Tension, there can be moderate stress or we can observe soft pulse, also known as the pulsus mollis in the medical terms. If we observe a stressed pulse, we call it as the pulsus deus. Well, depending on the feeling, how much the blood vessel is getting filled. If there is a full pulse, means the vessel is getting fully filled, so we called it as the pulsus plenus. And if it's empty, the blood vessel is empty, no blood is coming inside that, we call it at pulsus vacus. Vacus means vacant, and through that we are called it as the pulsus vacus. All these are the Latin words. Depending on the value, how much the blood is coming inside the vessel. If there is a large quantity of blood flowing inside the vessel, we call it as pulsus magnus, or if it is high, pulsus altus. Small, pulsus parvus, filiformis, equal, pulsus aquilis, uneven, pulsus inaquilis, intermittent, pulsus alternus. Pulse properties, the form, the fast, pulsus celer, jumping is called as pulsus solenis, slow one is called as the pulsus tardus, dicorticus, paradoxial, paradoxus. Well, all these Latin words, if you are able to remember, you can remember, but just remember that someone if uses these words, then you should get that what the doctor is saying to us. Arterial wall properties. Arterial wall can be elastic or it can be sclerosized due to the sclerosis. Palpation of the heart area. Palpation of the heart apex. Heart apex. Second, palpation of the heart area. Palpation of the adjacent to the heart areas. Heart apex in normal patient. Where should we observe the heart apex? Where is it present? Where is it localized? It is localized in the fifth intercostal space. So on the fifth intercostal space, you draw a line. Which line? A middle clavicular line. We have a clavicle. Observe the middle point of the clavicle and draw a straight line downwards. And through that line on the fifth intercostal space, go on the left side 1 or 1.5 centimeter inward from the left. And at that point, you will observe the heart apex. Restricted size 1 to 1.5. Don't go more than 1.5. The apex of heart is located between 1 to 1.5 centimeter. Don't go high, don't go more left. Strength and resistance are not changed. Heart apex simple properties. Width, area restricted less than 2 centimeter. Spilled greater than 2 centimeter. Height, you can say tall or low. Depending on force, you can say that normal or reinforced. Depending on resistance, we can say not changed or resistance shock. What is the heart push? Well, heart push is normally absent. Appears in an increase of the heart chambers, for example, the right ventricle. Yeah. In case of cor pulmonale, it means that the right side of the heart is totally dead. There is too much pressure on our pulmonary arteries, which is carried deoxygenated blood towards the lungs, and it occurs due to the failure of the right ventricle. So in the case of cor pulmonale, it is localized at the base of the xiphoid process. Now we should know that what is xiphoid process. Xiphoid process is the end part of the sternum. So in that area you will observe the cor pulmonale. It can be localized to the left of the sternum in the second, third and the fourth intercostal spaces, or to the right of the second intercostal space. So heart push can be observed where? It can be observed at the base of the xiphoid process, or it can be localized in the left side of the sternum, left of the second, third or the fourth intercostal space, or sometimes it can be observed on the right to the second intercostal space. Palpation of the heart area. Well, can you palpate the heart area? Then you will observe that there is a cat's purring effect, a feeling of uneven mild pulsation by a hand located above the heart, resembling just like a cat's purr. Cats make a sound, a noise, and we call it as a purr. So the same sound or the same feeling we can feel when we palpate the heart area. Appears with mitral and aortic stenosis. So there is a mitral valve in our heart, and if it gets narrowed, well, due to this there will be a reduced blood flow, and it causes this cat's purring feeling. Okay. Same is with aortic stenosis. Reduced blood flow inside the aorta due to the narrowing of aorta occurs, and we can hear the cat's purring. Cor pulmonale, there is a bulging of cervical veins, epigastric pulsation, increase in inspiration, edema can be observed, the appearance of the heartbeat on the base of the xiphoid process. Okay, that's all for today. So please like, share and hit the bell icon for the next update. Till that time, stay tuned. Goodbye.